Alright, Schlockmeister fans, an early Paul Bartel movie. It's called Bearing It All. Ever heard of this one? Bet you haven't. Let's check it out. Jacqueline Bisset plays Jennifer Wood.
Anyway, it's... What?
She's at the laundromat with her daughter Judy.
I'm myself. Just like you're yourself.
No, you're not.
This is Robert Powell, her husband, Alan.
I'm going to try and learn to provide for the two of you by operating machines that take the place of human beings.
He's going for a job interview today.
The size of it.
They've had a few little arguments recently. At one point, Jennifer leaves Judy at the laundromat and goes to take a little walk. And this guy spotted her.
Cancel all my appointments for this afternoon.
Are you ill, Mr. Kramer?
No, not at all. But you must say I'm in conference and not a bit disturbed.
So he spotted Jennifer and decided, I have to meet her.
You could help me. Can you tell me the way to Stonehenge?
No, I'm
It
sorry.
must be due south from here. No, let me just... It could be north. No, it must be south. And I'll let you one day, and then I have to know how to get there. And I have to speak to you.
Why?
Because you remind me of someone.
He gives her number and then she calls immediately.
On one condition. That you meet me at the same spot where you left me wearing the same clothes in, let me see, 30 seconds from now. Get away.
So he's trying to pick her up.
I have a house overlooking trees, grounds. Would you like to see it? It's not far from here. We can get something to eat at the patisserie if you like.
Her husband is trying to get a job at this computer factory or computer place. He's an out-of-work actor right now.
Maturity as well as stamina from the actor. I would have thought that proved something.
But we're not looking for someone to play Hamlet, Mr. Wood. Our recruiting program runs into thousands and must be based on average ability. One of the...
Meanwhile, Judy, who was abandoned at the laundromat, hitches a ride with her neighbor and goes home. Odd. Not a pervert, just a family friend living next door. Meanwhile, Alan is taking some sort of aptitude test or something, and he's not taking it too seriously.
I am a prisoner of my own lack of success.
So she went home with Raoul. She's now at his apartment and is snooping a little bit.
I wonder if Alan's ever unfaithful to me.
Jenny!
Raoul.
Where are you, Jenny?
Funny name. If he kissed me, would I respond?
Apparently, she looks just like his wife.
Well, I know it was impossible.
Who's no longer with us.
Do I really so like her?
She died.
Four days after that, she was dead. It was cancer. Terminal cancer.
Well, she's only been dead a year, so Raoul still has all of her clothes and things, so she decides, does Jennifer, to play dress-up. She's going to grab all of her stuff, put on her makeup, and try to make herself look just like his ex-wife, his deceased wife. Some nice cleavage from Miss Bisset as she totally gets into it. Puts on her underwear, puts on her shoes, her makeup, her earrings, her everything. And Raoul walks in on her complete. Meanwhile, Alan is hitting it off with the woman who was interviewing him.
What's wrong with that?
We don't want genius in computers, Mr. Wood. We want plodders. People who take pains. Yes?
Are you attracted by me?
Why do you ask that?
Because I think you are.
Can't show you any of the nudity here, but she has a nice steamy scene with Raoul. Meanwhile, Alan is giving Beatrice A massage. I wonder where this is leading.
That's it.
You know where this is leading. Yeah, they did it.
You would be better at playing Sherlock Holmes than Dr. Watson.
How about Don Moore? A very perceptive lady. And a delicious bed partner. Once you're relaxed.
Time to say goodbye. Will Jennifer and Alan go home? Reunite with Judy? So in a span of one day, they both cheated on each other and they abandoned their daughter at the laundromat. But they're all home at night, living happily ever after.
And do I love this piece of silk because it was a present from you?
I don't know. And do you love me?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because I told you this morning.
No.
Our movie ends with them about to get intimate. All's well that ends well, I guess. Alright, let's talk about this movie called Secrets. This is a movie I actually have on pre-recorded VHS tape. I have two of them, actually, for some reason. They're big old clamshell boxes. But, originally I rented this movie from a place called City News and Video in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Maybe around 1988, 89 or so. Copied it, and eventually I acquired two VHS tapes of it. So anyway, the movie itself, it stars Jacqueline Bisset. Now, this movie actually came out in 1971. However, it had a more wider release in America after the success of the movie The Deep, which Jacqueline Bisset was in 1977, I think. So this came out again in 1978, and they kind of promoted it as more of an erotica type thing, because she does have a nude scene in here. And apparently Jacqueline Bisset was not happy about it. They were promoting it as such. But anyway, what we have here is kind of a lame little drama that takes place in Britain, 1971. It all takes place in the period of one day. She and her husband have a little bit of a tiff of some sort. She walks off to the laundromat with their daughter, Judy. He walks off. He's like an unemployed actor trying to get a job in like the computer industry now, the fledgling computer industry of 1971. And they're a little frustrated. So while she's walking around, she leaves her daughter at the laundromat for some reason and just walks around, and she meets some guy in the park who tries to pick her up because she looks like his dead wife. Well, she actually goes with him. They go out to eat, and then she goes back to his apartment where he explains the whole story about she looks just like his ex-wife. I'm sorry, yeah, his deceased wife. So she goes into the bedroom, takes off all of her clothes, and starts putting on the wife's clothes. She's only been dead about a year, and makes herself up to look like the wife, and she basically gets seduced, or they seduce each other. They have sex right there in the bed. Meanwhile, their daughter, Judy, ends up hitching a ride on a back of a moped with some guy who was a neighbor of theirs. Very odd, but that happened too. And meanwhile, the guy, the husband, kind of strikes out at the interview, but he meets this woman while he's there. They end up going back to her apartment. He gives her a massage, and they have sex. And the last scene in the movie is the couple. They're back at home again, and it looks like everything is going to be fine. So it was quite a day for both of them. They both went out and had an affair, and then came back to each other and lived happily ever after. Who knows? But that is Secrets. That's what happened here. So anyway, the movie itself, it's just a kind of a slow little drama. It's not a bad film, but there's nothing great about it. I guess the best thing about it is Jacqueline Bisset's nude scene. She does have full frontal nudity in this movie, and I think she was the only actress in this movie who was nude. Yeah, I think that was the only nude scene in here, but it's a good one. So obviously she was famous for that wet t-shirt scene in The Deep. Well, this time she shows everything, which was very nice. I'll give her that. So anyway, so it's available on DVD, although I think this is kind of like a DVD-R. I don't know if this has an official release, but I'll leave a link to Amazon down below if you're looking to get this. You can get this for about $10 or so. Well worth it for that nice nude scene from Miss Bisset. So anyway, check it out. Curious if anybody's seen it. It's called Secrets, and it's not bad, but it's not great. So anyway, check it out. Leave some comments. Secrets. Bye. Jacqueline Bisset's boobies.